Begin.
Sounds good. Let me just also open my chat just in case. All right, perfect. Hey, Lenore, I'm Mike Manalo from the Nerds of Color. How are you?
Hey, Mike, Sugah, I'm doing good, thank you.
Oh, I love it when you say that.
Oh, Sugah, I know it's like warm honey, isn't it? Warm
it
honey dripping on a honeycomb.
it absolutely is. Lenore, I have to say, I grew up watching X-Men the animated series, and you guys just took it to the next level with X-Men 97. And
Thank
a large part of that is your amazing performance as Rogue, especially in Remember It. And then, of course, I think it's underrated. Bright Eyes is one of my favorite episodes as well, because it's just Rogue dealing with the trauma. I have to ask, I mean, between your time doing the 92 show and now 97, I mean, what do you feel has changed from a performance level to really kind of escalate the drama and the gravitas that we hear in your performance?
Wow, what a lovely thing to say. First of all, thank you so much for that great compliment. I really appreciate it. You know, voice acting is acting. And so the more experience anybody can have with acting, the better and better they're going to be. So with experience, you're able to pull from places that perhaps when you were younger and you're just starting out, you weren't able to. Also, of course, life happens and life experiences happen that perhaps wouldn't happen when you were younger. So I, for instance, lost somebody very dear to me just in the last few years. My young niece, who was 17, and her name was Maya, and my sister had adopted her from China. She was just a little baby when she came to us. And so I don't have children. And so she and my two nephews were like children to me. And I moved home to Nova Scotia so that I could spend time with them and not be like a picture on the refrigerator of, oh, there's your auntie who lives in LA or somewhere, you know? And so when she got cancer, and it was a very terrible one, osteosarcoma, she battled it bravely, and she was a little gymnast, and she battled it so bravely. But and her motto was, I don't want any sad puppy dog eyes around me, and life is better when you're laughing, and I just want to live for the moment. And her bravery touched me, and when she passed, I grieved so deeply. And so when I got episode 5 as a script, I realized, oh my God, like I know how this feels. I'm going to use all of my emotions that I have that I've been building up about Maya, and I'm going to channel them into my performance so that others can feel it, hear it, and if they have experienced loss, which many people have because of COVID-19 and also because of all the wars that are going on right now, lots of people are suffering. So I thought if I can make people feel their feelings and let it out and release it in tears along with Rogue, hopefully it will create a cathartic experience and they can then get some healing from that. And that's where that came from. And the rage too. I mean, you rage against the machine. And so I was able to use all of that, which I may not have been able to do years ago.
Thank you for sharing that with us. It was beautiful, it was touching, and not just sharing it with us on this interview, but sharing that in your performance as well. And I'm so sorry for your loss, but if Maya was around, I know that she would love this show and your performance. She'd be
Oh,
so proud, honestly.
thank
Of
you. I would hope so.
course. I have to say, I don't know if you've been following along with a lot of the Emmy rumors and gossip or any of the Gold Derby stuff, but it's placing X-Men 97 and your vocal performance as front runners for Emmys, Emmy
Oh my,
consideration for Best Animated show, but also your voiceover performance for an Emmy. And there's even rumblings that this might be one of those shows that makes the transition as an animated show into the outstanding drama series category, which I would love. Um, when you think about
Wow.
that, yeah.
I
When
mean,
you think about,
yeah,
yeah, when you think
I'm
about all of that,
overwhelmed.
like, what do
I mean, I'm blown away. I've heard the rumblings, and I did see that a couple of people predicted this. But after a long career in film, TV, theater, and voiceover, and even politics as well, I left acting for 12 years and became an elected official. Um, I say, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. So
you?
I will wait and see what happens.
I'm rooting for you guys, honestly, for so many reasons, but mostly people underestimate the power of animation as a medium for storytelling. I think that they tend to, look down on it as a kids medium when that's not actually the case. And I think X-Men 97 kind of
Especially in
proves that.
movies.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you
Yes.
how do you feel about potentially people looking at animation in a more profound way, in a more mature way as a form of storytelling? And what do you have to say to cynics that think that this is just a kid's medium?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely not just a Saturday morning cartoon. It touches on X-Men touches on so many deep topics, racism, bigotry, acceptance, people who want to fit in, who want to belong. I mean, who doesn't? The human condition is that we need each other and we want to connect with others. And yet there's so much disconnect in the world, even with all the social media that we have. People oftentimes will like fight each other online just over a word or this or that. And it's like, that's not really connecting, that's disconnecting. So, our show, I believe, helps people to have conscious conversations about many deep topics. And that is not just a Saturday morning cartoon, that is like real drama. And I'm just honored and grateful to be part of it back in the 90s and now again. And it's a team effort, all of us working together, the art, the writing, the music, the pacing, the directing, the voice directing, and the acting, all of it. It all moves together and it creates this incredible experience for the audience. And I think that's what makes it special. Larry Houston, our original director of X-Men, said that back in the 90s, it was like when all the elements came together, he said it was like lightning in a bottle. And so I think we have created lightning in a bottle, not just once, but twice.
Twice.
Yes,
Yes,
twice.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, That's the thing. I mean, I grew up watching this show. It turned me on into the world of comic books and turned me into the nerd that you see here today.
That's
I'm
great.
even rocking the Gambit shirt,
I
the
love
crop
it.
top.
I love
I'm
it.
not brave enough to do the crop top. But when you take a look back at X-Men the animated series, you see that it's still as profound today as it has ever been, even beyond just the 97 show. Really watching those old episodes, they're so much more relevant today even than they ever have. Have you ever kind of gone back and revisited the series and just did a retrospective watch, and what were kind of your takeaways on your performance and of course the show, looking back at the original classic?
Well, there are certain episodes that really stand out to me from the original show. I mean, all of us, each character had a major episode or two. For me, it was A Rogue's Tale, the search for belonging. Also, The Cure, when Rogue goes to Muir Island because she wants to get rid of her superpowers because they also bring her pain since she can never touch someone, she can never let her guard down and fall in love, deeply in love, and allow herself to be intimate with someone. But at the end of that episode, she says she realizes that her superpowers are what makes her who she is and unique. And she says, I reckon I am my powers and the good they can do. And I reckon I can live with that. She says, there ain't no cure for who you are. And I would add, nor should there be.
100% agreed. Lenore, I'm going to wrap this up by saying this is a friend of mine who is dressed up as Rogue. The impact
I
that you
love
have left on her, on myself, and all the audiences out there who aspired to be your version of Rogue, but also this show and the impact that it had on us has been monumental. And I want to thank you so much for that.
oh,
This has been brilliant, and I honestly see Emmys in your future. You deserve it, and I hope everyone sees it too. So thank you so
thank
much,
you. You're gonna
Lenore.
make
We
me
love you.
cry. You know that? You're gonna make me cry, Sugar.
I,
Thank you.
I, I saved the tears for the stage because I think you're going to accept the award and you'll need them then.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Lenore.
We'll
Thank you,
talk to you
Thank you,
everyone.
again.
Mike. Have a good
Okay.
day.
Talk to you again
Bye.
soon.
The activists, directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me